my beautiful Fumi Nation. How are you? How are we? My name is Fumidesaluvold. For those of you that are stopping by for the very first time, you are so very welcome indeed. Darlings, when I tell you I'm so excited because I am going to be in New York on the 24th of this month. It's going to be a Sunday. Juvia's place is having the most phenomenal extravaganza of an event. It is invitation only. Davido is going to be there. There's going to be goodie bags, food, drink, entertainment. I am also going to be in the program, and I have been extended 30 tickets for Fumi Nation sisters and brothers. When I tell you, I am screaming. So what do you have to do? You have to follow me on YouTube, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, follow Juvia's place on Instagram. I will check. Get 2 of your friends or family members to do the same in the comment section here and let me know Fumi done. I will check. I will check. And from there, I will give my 30 Fumi Nation brothers and sisters tickets to come and enjoy this event, invitation only, in New York City. See you in 3 weeks. I am so excited. I cannot wait. Why are we here? I'll tell you why we're here. Our beautiful sister Kemi Badenoch. Kemi Badenoch had this to say.
I went to a secondary school. It was called a federal government girls' school in a place called Shagamu. And that was like being in prison. When I tell the stories about using a machete and having, because I know lawnmowers, that's the place that I'm talking about, having to fetch buckets of water. And that was the first time that I was away from home, away from my family. And I wasn't just looking at...
This is a boarding school?
Yes, it's a federal boarding school. And it was very...
You shared a dormitory with other girls?
We're about 150, I think. 20 to 30 in a room, and there were 6 rooms.
And
so
the machete is for cutting the grass.
Yes, cutting the grass.
Explain why were you cutting the grass?
Well, because who else is going to cut the grass? It's just it's the
grass grows and you have machetes to cut it.
Exactly. They're not, this is a federal school where this is the old grammar school system sort of fading out, and everyone who passed an exam and got a certain score got to go to a federal school, and this was more socialism. So they sprinkled people around. They didn't want one school getting all the best results. They would mix people about, so you could end up getting sent thousands of miles away to a boarding school, at the extreme end of the country. So I was lucky. I didn't get sent too far away, but I was very far from home. I'd never been away from home before, and it was like Lord of the Flies. The students were in control. We needed to look after the school ground, so using a machete, having to clean toilets with no running water. I'm not going to go into the description of that, but it is very, very, very grotty.
Kemi, how are you? How is everything? I invited you to the meet and greet. You didn't show up. You did not show up, Kemi. I invited you so that you could kick it with your sisters, just relax, let your hair down. Healthy Hair Studio was there. They were fabulous. They actually had for the event a limited edition of deep follicle treatment. When I tell you, fabulous, fabulous. Anyway, what do I have to say? I have said so much about you in the past, but this time around, I actually kind of sort of listened to what you said. And I feel humbly that something terribly traumatic happened to you back home. Something really terribly traumatic happened to you. And it has changed you, and for whatever reason, anything Niger, anything Gidi, anything Nigerian, you just don't want to hear or see it. That's fair. That's fair. That was your experience. Then I think, humbly, you need deep therapy. You cannot rule a land, one that's not yours, when you are not healed on the inside. See, once you're healed on the inside, nothing can touch you on the outside. It doesn't matter where. It doesn't matter where. And I think because Fumi Nation sent this to me relentlessly. I must have gotten about 70 of these videos, well, forwarded to me 70 times. I am a Nigerian and I am proud. From my hair strand to my toenail. And I've extended that to my son like you have extended to your children. Regardless of whether you feel that you are not Nigerian or not. That does not change the fact that you are. And for me, and I will always say it, I am yet to see a British man to go to America and say, the awful British. The British are just horrible. I went to school there, and the school I went to was like a prison. It was this, it was that. I am yet to see a Briton, your husband that is Scottish, I am yet to see a Scotsman to go anywhere else in the world and talk about the Scottish in a disparaging way. And if they do, and that's any national, whomever they are saying it to, they look suspicious. Because if you can say that about your home country, then we don't got a chance. The loyalty that you might think that you have, you don't. And you see, my husband's European too. He black though. Because he would jump up out there, his office, and say, Fumi, don't you ever say that about your people. He would say that. Because you know what? Our son is Nigerian. That is why Ula is Desalu-Vold. We family. No matter where we came from, we're family. Norway is my family, Nigeria is his. It's to unite and bring together. It's not to pull apart and disparage and say that you are not Nigerian and say all of these things. Your children cannot get a passport, this, that. Sis, please. I am proud, very, very proud of being a Nigerian. I'm born a Nigerian. I am born a Gambian. My mother is from the Gambia. I was born to a Gambian mother and to a Nigerian father. And do you know, I went to Federal Government College, FGC Mina. Yes, I did, in the north. It was where it really shaped me. And because it was in the north, my brother, sister, and I, we really lived together in boarding school with our northern brothers and sisters that were Muslim. And we prayed and we fasted with them. It was the greatest thing our father could have done. Boarding school, till this very day, I wake up and I make my bed. If I don't make my bed, I feel lopsided in a way. The upbringing that I had in Nigeria, and I was only in Nigeria for a short time, it has what has opened doors for me throughout. Throughout. The way you respect your elders, the way that you respect oneself. Absolutely. I think that everybody will say that there are parts of their childhood that was challenging here and there. It's not necessarily where you were at. It was just the circumstances that were there. But you always talk about Nigeria alluding to in a disparaging way. And I just have to come back and counter it. Nigeria is fantastic. Lagos, Gidi, Mina, FGC Mina, the north, Ibadan, Ife, Abuja. There are so many parts of Nigeria that is so rich and decadent and beautiful, from our food, our women, our culture. And somehow, you missed all of that because of something that had to be terribly traumatic to you, that you feel that it's okay to say this. And I have to give you your respect, because that is your experience. I wasn't there, I don't know. But I went to Holy Child College. Yes, I did. I went to International School Badenoch. I had some of the most wonderful times. And I learned how to be independent. I learned how to be strong. I enjoyed my sports. I enjoyed my teachers. I had a teacher called Miss Amakri. Wherever you are, Miss Amakri, I hope some way I make you proud. And I want to say this. Are you insinuating that I should tolerate such diabolical insolence from one whose mental capacity has not yet fully graduated to understand the constitutions of life? You taught me that when I was 14 and I was in Holy Child. No, we were 13. We were 13 and I'm 56. So that is what? That's 43 years ago. Those were the kind of teachers we had. And we had Mrs. Chausson was the principal at that time at Holy Child. And I want to go back to Holy Child and do as much as I can for the young girls there. We went to Ikoyi Club. We lived in Victoria Island. We lived in Ikeja. We lived in Ikoyi through the years that I was there. And my father was the Commissioner for Health, Lagos State. Wonderful doctor, had his own practice. My mother was a teacher. She speaks French as well as Russian. I had a wonderful childhood. And I learned how to swim in Nigeria. It's not the same for everybody. But I'm also talking about the culture. And the culture is super rich. It has truly made me the person that I am, and I make it a point to raise Adrian like that as well. And we have all of our Nigerian foods. And I, even living in London, when I see another sister, where are you from? I'm Ogidi. How far now? How body? It's home. It will always be home, even though I'm British. It will always be home for me. It was where I had my adolescence, and that is one of the hardest parts of one's transition in life. I want you, Kemi, just try to think of one good thing and hold on to that. I truly believe that you should have therapy. Have therapy. Go to Healthy Hair Studio, discount code Fumi, and let them wash your hair. Let them plait your hair. Start self-love. Your name is Kemi. It's a Yoruba Nigerian name. Unless you now want to be called Karen. Let us know. It's not to make light of the matter. It's really across the board. Wherever you come from, always hold it as a badge of honor. They give you that. It's not for you to feel that you're entitled to it. You're not entitled to anything. The land will always stand firm, stand strong, and be intact, regardless of you. We don't need you, myself included. Nigeria does not need me. I need Nigeria. Because I need to remember at all times where I came from, who I am. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, hit the notification button, and I will see you sooner than later. All of my love. From all over the world, all of my love. Yes, I do. Look, back up. Have you noticed that I refuse to give any of this away? It's always sold out. Always what? It's always sold out. So, guys, what do I think about our slippery lime shampoo? Let me show you something. Let me show you something. And for the benefit of other shampoo products, I covered them. I had to do this test because I needed to prove a point. And I don't want to bring up any other product or brand, but these are other shampoos that I've had. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to take them out one by one. Let me put my slippery slime here. I'm going to bring it out one by one, and I'm going to pour it out for you to see. Yeah, look at the consistency. Look at the consistency. Okay, that is one. Look at the consistency of this one. Okay. Look at the consistency of this. Oh God. Look at the consistency of this. Look at the consistency of slippery slime shampoo by Healthy Hair Studio, created by a trichologist called ENITAN. It's a beast. It won't even. Just look. If you are asking me, Fumi, a slippery lime shampoo, Healthy Hair Studio, created by trichologist ENITAN, is it FDV approved? It is absolutely FDV approved. It is absolutely FDV approved. Go right ahead and use my discount code Fumi and get you.
The value of the information that we were given. So it's not overwhelming. It was very clearly laid out. It was accessible even for someone that's not familiar with public relations.
Now I'm leaving, feeling more PR ready. What I thought I knew, I now know more. What I came to do, I've done so much more.
If you are serious about really growing your business or growing your brand, then like this is really this is a must.
And I love the fact that I came away from it feeling and knowing that I now have a clear pathway for the things I want to do next for my business.
I'm literally in awe.
I feel like I can pitch. There's so many platforms that I've wanted to go on, so many podcasts or just things that I thought I can only dream about. But in this retreat and just through the classes and the sessions, I really learned how to actually reach out to those platforms, to those huge platforms.
Know that when it comes to PR, Nina gonna put you together, okay? During our sessions, how she walked us through the playbook and she had us complete tasks. It gave us a sense of clarity.
Nina, you did that. You brought a group of amazing women together and you helped us bond, see our worthiness, and yeah, it was everything I could have dreamed of and more.
Yes, it's really been a unforgettable experience.
This is by far the most impactful few days I've had in a very long time.
Nina, you have no idea how profoundly your journey has impacted my journey.
Don't even think about not signing up.